Guest for our today's podcast is Mr. Tarun Bhatia, a realtor with 30 years of experience at Delhi NCR, runs Shalu Agencies as a partner. He's founder of the Realty Tree and director at Tara Realty Advisors. Friends, he's worked in various capacities at NAR India, that is the National Association of Realtors India. He was also the president. Currently, he's the vice chairman and the global chair of NAR India. So without much ado, let's have Mr. Tarun Bhatia. वेलकम टू आवर पॉडकास्ट तरुण जी. इट्स ए प्लेजर टू हैव यू. काफ़ी टाइम से हमारी बातचीत हो रही थी. वी नो ईच अदर फॉर ए लॉन्ग टाइम, बट फॉर्मली सारे व्यूअर्स के सामने आई वुड लाइक टू कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट यू फॉर द रोल दैट यू हैव बीन प्लेइंग एट एनएआर इंडिया. और आप इंटरनेशनल चेयर भी हैं एनएआर इंडिया के लिए. काफ़ी अच्छा काम आप कर रहे हैं. सो बहुत बहुत बधाई इस सब चीज़ के लिए.
Thank you, Kishen ji. It's my privilege and an honor to be on your show. Thank you for having me here. Thank you very much.
Sure. Tarun ji, let us begin. You are based out of Delhi NCR. So, can you tell us more about the real estate market there at Delhi NCR?
So, Kishen ji, yes, we are out of Delhi NCR, and our company is since 1980, so about 44 years. I've been a realtor since 92, so about 32 years. So the real estate market in Delhi NCR is, highly dynamic with distinct patterns across its key regions. So at the moment, or for the last maybe 10 years, Gurgaon continues to dominate with its mix of high-end residential and commercial spaces. In fact, most MNCs have their headquarters out of Gurgaon, DLF Cyber City and surrounding areas. Noida is catching up rapidly, especially with infrastructure projects like the Jewar Airport, which is coming. It's an alternative to the Indira Gandhi International Airport. A new airport is coming near Noida. Faridabad is also emerging as a hub for affordable housing and mid-segment developments. So overall, the market is characterized by rising demand. We have a huge demand in Delhi NCR, especially after the pandemic. And after the second wave of the pandemic, say 21 June onwards, unprecedented activity in Delhi NCR with a combination of rise in demand and the infrastructure upgrades and a lot of policy reforms as well.
Hmm. Yeah, so you feel pandemic के पहले जो business था उससे काफी अचानक spurt आ गया और business काफी बढ़ गया है आपका pandemic.
Business बहुत बढ़ गया है because see, in the pandemic, I think the end users realized the importance of a home when they were in their houses for 2-3 months in 2020 and then again in 21, and then they wanted their families to be together. So जिसका 2-bedroom था, he wanted a 3-bedroom. जिसका 3 था, he wanted a 4-bedroom because घर बच्चों की classes भी घर से चल रही हैं. अगर वाइफ का जॉब है तो उसका भी ऑनलाइन चल रहा है, वर्क फ्रॉम होम. आपका खुद का चल रहा है वर्क फ्रॉम होम. So there was a huge demand for larger homes, and those who were planning for some time but were not taking the plunge, I think it was a tipping point at that point, and the pandemic, and they just jumped into the fray, and a lot of movement happened. Suppose किसी का job गुड़गांव में है, but the parents are living in Bhopal. अब भोपाल में जॉब मिलेगा नहीं आपको उस लेवल का जो आप यहाँ कर रहे थे. So they wanted their parents to come and live with them in Delhi NCR. So requirement बढ़ गई तो या तो उनके लिए सेपरेट घर लिया या अपने यहाँ घर एक्सपैंड किया. तो yes, a crazy demand happened after the pandemic. I think that's true with most of the cities, including Pune, Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, everywhere, I guess, Hyderabad. Yeah.
Major IT cities के लिए this is the similar condition everywhere. तरुण जी, इसमें ये बताइए कि जो ट्रेंडिंग लोकेशंस क्या हैं अब, जैसे एनसीआर के कौन से लोकेशन ज्यादा ट्रेंड करते हैं और क्या टाइप का प्रोडक्ट यहाँ ज्यादा बन रहा है. अब जैसे 3 BHK बन रहा है, 4 BHK बन रहा है, और प्राइस पॉइंट्स क्या हैं?
सर सब कुछ ही बन रहा है बेसिकली. सो इफ आई टेक अ माइक्रो मार्केट ऑफ गुड़गांव, यहाँ पे 2-bedroom से लेके 5-bedroom पेंट हाउसेस सब बनते हैं. In fact, over the last 3 years, I've noticed that luxury housing की demand बहुत ज़्यादा है in Gurgaon. In fact, if you would have noticed, there were articles saying that DLF has sold a 100 crore apartment in Camellias. Now that is all passe. Now the new ones are selling at even at 200 crores in Gurgaon, which is unheard of. मतलब 4 साल पहले अगर कोई बोलता ये बात तो शायद हम खुद भी यकीन नहीं कर सकते थे. तो लेमैन तो क्या यकीन करेगा? And this is all fueled by end users who are looking for marquee property. So these are called trophy assets because वैसा कुछ और बन नहीं सकता. Like Camellias is a unique product. वैसा कुछ बनेगा नहीं. तो जो उसकी वैल्यू समझते हैं, those who know the global trends, they are buying. So that is the top end of the market. 100, 200 crore के apartments भी हैं. This is micro-mind Gurgaon. I'm not talking about Prithviraj Road, Delhi. So this is Gurgaon. And we also have, say, 2 bedrooms starting from 1.5 crores. So the range is, say, 1 crore, 1.5 crores to 200, 300 crores. Plus affordable housing तो अलग ही हो गया. जो गवर्नमेंट जो प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना के affordable है वो अलग हो गया. But normal housing 1.5 crores I'll say is a starting point, or 1.25 crores still about say any amount you want to invest. That is Gurgaon. Noida is more about mid-range developments. I'm not aware of anything which is plus 20 crores in Noida in terms of apartments. So maybe they will be. I may not be updated, but so Noida is more mid-range developments. Faridabad is more affordable options. Kishen ji, are you there? Because I can't see you on the call now.
No, I'm there. Okay, I
fine.
just had put your solo layout. So
okay. Commercial real estate is definitely booming in Gurgaon and Noida. Office this year, the office market has done really well. The commercial office spaces, both in Gurgaon and Noida as well. Because a lot of work from home is ending now. A lot of companies are asking their employees to join back. And they were expanded over the last 3 years. So they are looking for new spaces. In fact, industrial warehousing has done extremely well because e-commerce is booming. So is warehousing. Make in India is fueling demand for industrial spaces. A lot of people are looking for ROI properties like rented deals जैसे होती हैं because they want a more steady income for their wealth. So demand is so सब कुछ ही बन रहा है, सब कुछ ही बिक रहा है. Retail is also doing decently well. A lot of brands are expanding. Today I read an article that Starbucks is now opening 1,000 stores more in India. So that is only one brand. Imagine if you multiply it to so many brands who are coming into India. So a lot of things are opening up. But at the same time, इसका एक effect भी होता है. Traffic congestion has really gone up in Delhi NCR. जो पहले दिल्ली का हाल था वही गुड़गांव नोएडा का भी है. Delayed projects का issue चलता है because when we get this यहाँ पे GRAP लग जाता है. GRAP is to control the pollution. They stop construction work from say November to about mid-January. So that affects the project completion. They get delayed. But जो developers actively उसको plan और address कर रहे हैं, they are doing pretty well. So yes, we have a very big bandwidth to work here in Delhi NCR.
हाँ, so जैसे आपने राइटली कहा कि कमर्शियल, जैसे कमर्शियल रिटेल का तो रिटेल के आ रहे हैं जैसे आउटलेट्स स्टारबक्स का हुआ या क्विक रेस्टोरेंट सर्विसेज हैं, ये सारी चीज तो चल रही है. What about the office spaces? Offices का has the demand increased after pandemic? क्योंकि कई जगह पे देखा गया है कि वर्क फ्रॉम होम के चलते ऑफिसेज काफी स्टेगनेंट हो गई हैं.
So that was around the pandemic. Maybe 22 saw that. 23, 24 has definitely seen a huge demand. In fact, I believe 24 will surpass the pre-pandemic numbers in Delhi NCR. So this year will definitely be the best for commercial real estate, especially office leasing in Delhi NCR at least. I'm sure other cities also must be facing the same thing.
Yeah.
Huge demand. In fact, like an A-grade developer like DLF, when they are constructing a new building, that is getting leased right at the drawing board level.
Is it?
Not even when it is ready. I mean, churning keeps happening. So when a building gets ready, some companies will move out, some companies will keep coming in, some companies will expand, some will contract. But जैसे suppose large spaces, Like recently, Air India took an entire building on the NH8 for their corporate office. That is maybe some 400,000 square feet. Then they took another facility for training for their staff. That was 100,000 square feet. Amex has just taken the biggest space with DLF in a new area in Gurgaon, where about 50,000 of their employees will work. That is their biggest center outside of the US. So definitely commercial office spaces demand is increasing.
Moving, yeah. So, तरुण जी मुझे ये बताइए कि इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो हैं दिल्ली एनसीआर में, कैन यू हाईलाइट सम पोटेंशियल रिटर्न्स ऑन दिस?
Sir, a disclaimer: the previous returns may not hold. You may not get the same returns over the next 3 years because we have had unprecedented returns. So, I'll tell you, an apartment sold in the pandemic or just before the pandemic, 2020 February, we did a transaction in a. I'll not name the project. I'll just say. The 3,500 square feet super built up apartment was sold at about 5 crores 80 lakhs on Golf Course Road, which is the prime DLF, prime Gurgaon area. Today, I believe even at 17 crores, there is no seller.
Oh, wow.
So 5.8 crores in 2020 February, in 4.5 years or maybe 5 years, less than 5 years has become 3x of what it was. And the base is not small. See, crore becoming 3 crores is much easier than 5 becoming 15, 17 or 40 becoming 120. So that was one example. A very super luxury product which was selling for 12.5 crores around that time is now selling for 45 crores. So a huge increase in property rates in the last 3-4 years, especially after the pandemic, as I just mentioned earlier. At the moment, also huge demand coming in, but I'm not sure whether we'll have the same kind. There'll be definitely more normal returns, but these were super normal returns what we saw. So going forward, sorry,
so these are about the residential sector. What about the commercial office spaces or retails? What kind of returns does a person expect once he invests money there?
That is more muted. There was a huge demand for residential post-pandemic. In fact, the commercial demand went down after the pandemic. That was the knee-jerk reaction. Offices, people not coming to offices. The companies are prepared to work from home. Even now, some companies do allow work from home and only twice a week or once a week come to the office. So commercial rates have not gone up by much in the last 4 years, but now we are seeing a good traction happening, and rentals have started moving up. So what was being offered at $80 per square feet office space 3 years back is now being offered at 130, 140.
Okay.
So that has a direct impact on the capital value because you can actually sell a rented property, say at 6.5% ROI. So something which was 60 rupees rental, if it was 12,000. So if it is now 100 rupees rental, you can sell for 20,000. So now we feel that the commercial office spaces prices have gone up. Retail is still, I think, some retails have done well, but retail is still struggling because they are having a huge competition from online stores, from this quick service stores like Blinkit and all. So that is still, I think, more or less stagnant. That has not really gone up in the last 3 years.
Okay. So another question, Tarunji. Delhi is a little bit of, it has got a little bad name because investors have lost money. कई लोगों ने स्मॉल टाइम इन्वेस्टर्स ने काफी पैसा वहां गंवाया है बिकॉज पीपल हैव फ्लीज देम ऑफ देयर मनी. ऑफ कोर्स ये रेरा से पहले का बहुत ज्यादा किस्सा रहा है. रेरा के बाद तो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हैव बीन रेगुलेटेड. बट कैन यू टेल आवर व्यूअर्स what are the mistakes that a first time buyer should avoid if investing in Delhi NCR?
Sir, दो चीजें. पहली बात तो Delhi was not the only place where people lost money. If you deep dive into all markets, including Pune and Mumbai or Bangalore or Chennai, there will be cases everywhere where people have lost money. This concept that दिल्ली एनसीआर में ही पैसे डूबते हैं, बाकी जगह नहीं डूबते, ऐसा नहीं है. हर जगह if you deep dive, go through court cases, see the number of developers behind bars, you will realize that this has happened at a lot of cities apart from Delhi NCR. Yes, Delhi NCR में cases ज़्यादा हैं because the market is also pretty huge. Delhi NCR का जो physical area है, it is maybe you can combine Bangalore and Mumbai and Chennai and Pune together and we are still a larger market in terms of area. So obviously cases भी ज़्यादा होंगे, but having said that, that is not no excuse for all these things. It was a pretty bad experience for a lot of buyers when, especially the Noida area, where a lot of lands were given by the authority to developers on 10-year payment plans, and there were no rules and regulations on auditing the money received from investors, and that was being invested elsewhere rather than the project. So a lot of people suffered throughout the country. So RERA came into being in 2016, and RERA became an act in 2017, and we have seen a huge improvement in the investor sentiment. And the government is very, very active. You guys are in Maharashtra, you know how MahaRERA is such an active body. And I was reading an article yesterday about 200 crores of amount has been recovered by MahaRERA from developers to be paid to investors. So I think great development by the government. I think the first time home buyers, they're coming, first of all, sir, in any investment you do, whether real estate or even a small investment in an SIP, I think your homework is very, very important.
Yeah.
You need to do your homework well. Secondly, you need to understand your financial capabilities and the kind of leveraging you want to do. So you need to be very sure about what your financial plan looks like in the next 5 years. You have a stable job, what is the return you get? If you have a business, what is the growth you expect? And how much loan you can take and how much loan you want to take, how much leveraging you want to do. Secondly, I think the most important thing is you need to have a good real estate agent or a realtor to work with you, who can guide you, can understand your issues, your requirement, who understands the market. He knows what locations will suit you, and then he guides you at a particular location. In that location, he offers you whatever is best for you. So a well networked, well experienced realtor is what I think is the biggest thing you need to get involved with. Obviously, don't rush into decisions. These are decisions where you are putting your lifetime savings. So do that due diligence, although the realtor will do for you, but there's no harm in doing your own due diligence. If suppose I'm offering you a project today in this world where everything is available at a click, you can easily check or reconfirm what your realtor is suggesting, whether it is in line with what your requirement is and what is the market trend on that. Negotiate well, research your market rates. At the same time, be reasonable. Sometimes we see that the client in their quest for negotiation become unreasonable and offer and give offers which are not tenable for the other side. So transactions don't happen, and then they repent after a couple of months that when the prices go up from their last discussion. So be reasonable, yet be firm. As I said, get a trusted real estate agent to secure your better terms. Budget planning, understanding financial options, verifying the legal status. And obviously, if you're going for a primary market product, please ensure they have a RERA certificate. In case it's already under construction, you can go to the RERA site, see their progress reports, whether it is delayed or it is on schedule. Go through the terms of the builder buyer agreement. Although it is RERA approved only, but there's no harm in understanding the terms and conditions. So a professional realtor will definitely help you in everything, but do your own homework and so that nobody can fleece you on these things.
Fair enough. Tarunji, talking about realtor, who plays a very important role in any transaction. Time and again ये बताया गया है, कई लोग avoid करते हैं for short term. They just look at little bit of saving that 1 or 2% of brokerage, but later on they repent और उनको लगता है कि बहुत ज्यादा नुकसान हो गया. प्राइसिंग में भी फर्क पड़ जाता है, बहुत सारी चीजों में फर्क पड़ता है. Tell me, what are the key factors to consider when choosing a real estate agent? This is a very, very important aspect.
Sir, basically, first your personal comfort with someone. Unless you are comfortable with someone, you will not be able to open up to him. It's like choosing a doctor, a lawyer, any professional.
Yeah.
Unless you become comfortable with them, you'll never be able to open up or make the best use of that thing, of that person. Obviously, we'll guide you that that person, that realtor, should be a member of NAR India, because National Association of Realtors India is a platform which is representing the interest of realtors. A lot of education training happens for our members throughout the year. We are associated with NAR US, so a lot of training comes from that part as well. So if he's a part of NAR India, he or she, you can be rest assured that you are in very safe hands. Look at the experience, look at their track record, ask for references from them of their existing clients. Now, as I said, we have been, our firm is since 1980, so 44 years. So if you have been a realtor for such a long time, your company, obviously you're doing some things right. Otherwise, how will you survive in a highly competitive industry? So make sure that that realtor is well educated, well networked. I mean, he should be. It's not that he's only working with one developer. If you want to go to an area, say Golf Course Road or Golf Course Extension Road, he should be well networked with different projects there and offer you different projects of different developers, different sizes, different budgets. So, well, good experience, well educated, part of the NAR India network. And obviously your references, it's a small world. If you take some references, you'll be able to you'll be able to know of that person from your friends and family.
Sure. Tarunji, talking about the real estate agents again, what do you think are the some challenges faced by these real estate agents and developers in Delhi NCR, as well as the opportunities that lie ahead?
Sir, challenges तो बहुत सारे हैं. First of all, managing client expectations in such a scenario. Now, what returns we've been able to give our clients over the last 3 years? They're expecting higher returns over the next 3 years. So we are a conservative company. When a client comes to us, we tell him that, see, this has happened, may or may not happen. Don't expect, that these returns will be similar or higher. You please expect a lower return. If the higher return comes, you should be a happier client at the end of it. So managing client expectations in such market is definitely a challenge. One particular challenge what we have in Delhi NCR is that we are a market where we work in Delhi, a different state. We work in Haryana, a different state. Next to Haryana border is Rajasthan, Bhiwadi, where a lot of industrial activity happens, and Neemrana. So we work in Rajasthan. We work in Noida, which is Uttar Pradesh, now Noida, Ghaziabad. A lot of clients in Delhi want their second home in the hills. So we work in areas like Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. A huge demand from Delhi for second homes in Goa. So we work in Goa. Punjab has a lot of fertile agricultural land and warehousing available. So a lot of RHNIs want to work there. So Punjab. So now, being a realtor, I have to take RERA licenses in every state. Punjab, Haryana, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Delhi, UP, Rajasthan. Goa. So taking all these licenses and then filing all these reports, paying their fees every year, that's a big challenge. So NAR India has been fighting for one nation, one license. In fact, we are part of the RERA Council, and I've been to that meeting a couple of times at the Ministry of Housing and Urban and we met the previous the minister in the previous government, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri. We gave a paper to him, and he took it well, and he wrote to all the RERA authorities about how to move toward the one nation, one license. So I think that will take a little more time, but that'll when that happens, this big challenge will we can overcome this challenge. Secondly, adapting to technological changes that is happening at such a big speed. Like we are doing this call, you are in Pune, I'm in Gurgaon. This was not
True.
feasible 5 6 years back.
Yeah.
So all this is now happening. Similarly, the way the CRM softwares are working, a lot of clients, they don't want to come for the visit the first time. They want us to show them virtual tours. They want us to give them more details about the property before even they come to the property to see. So we have to, get adapted to that in scenario. Our teams have to get adapted. So we have taken complex CRM softwares, uh, and to ensure that we are not let out the transaction, like when we show lands to bigger companies, from that particular land parcel, our team members can, you know, um, tap the mobile app. So a mail goes to our client that okay, we have just shown you this property. These are the longitude, latitude of that. So all that is adaptation has happened over the last 5 years. So many leads are being managed.
Yeah.
Teams are larger. How do you manage all that? So tech have been a big challenge. We have been lucky to adopt tech at a very early stage, and so we are doing decently well on that. But I'm sure a lot of realtors face a challenge. Secondly,
Yeah.
there is no entry barrier in our industry.
Yeah.
Now VERA has come in, but that also a lot of people take a RERA certificate much later. So when there is no entry barrier, the competition is increasing every day. So you have to keep working hard for the same amount of business because of the increased competition. So you always have to stay one step ahead. So these were some of the challenges, and there are obviously some regulatory complexities. Even if a developer has not kept his part of the word, you are dragged into a RERA issue. So that also we have to, look at. Uh, Whereas opportunities there are huge. The Indian economy has been doing exceedingly well. We have been growing at a GDP of 6 7% over the last 5 6 years. Apart from that pandemic period, whereas most other economies are not doing well. So a lot of money is coming into India. The Indians are investing, the NRIs are investing, foreign funds are investing. So the growth potential is huge. Today, the industry is at about 477 billion. By 2030, we should be $1 trillion, which is
Yeah.
double the entire transaction. By 2047, that amount will be a different level altogether. So the growth
Yeah.
potential is huge. Abhi, we were recently part of the NAR US convention. I was representing NAR India, where we took a big delegation to NAR US. We were the toast of the convention. So many countries wanted to interact. I mean, international realtors from these countries want to interact with India because that is the story of the next decade or so. So I think
Yeah.
huge. If you are transparent and honest about your profession, there are huge opportunities to work with. The government is also supporting the sector. Look at the infrastructure development happening today. Our airports are, I think, at par with the best in the world. Our train
Absolutely.
stations, our metro in Delhi. Delhi Metro carries 8 million passengers on a daily basis. Can you
Hmm.
imagine? There are cities which have half the population of that. So
Yeah.
infrastructure is huge. The new roads under Mr. Gadkari, the kind of development which has happened, I think Mr. Modi has done a fantastic job in terms of infrastructure development, and that is really supporting, um, a real estate industry.
Yeah. So, like they say, when growth happens, some problems also crop up. So, whatever problems you highlighted for the realtors, I'm sure over a period of time, these are going to be ironed out because we are a growing economy, we are a developing nation. And for the first time, इतना सारा regulation हो रहा है, तो उसमें थोड़े hiccups आते ही हैं. And I'm sure organizations like NAR India and the local bodies are surely batting and making them explain, and we will have our way someday for sure.
Definitely, sir.
Tarunji, about some personal insights and your career journey. how has been your journey from an aspiring realtor to the president and the international chair of NAR India?
So, like everyone in every industry, in every profession, it has been both challenging and very rewarding. I've really enjoyed my role as a realtor since '92. I've learned a lot from stalwarts like you, like Ravi Verma sir. So many of my colleagues I've learned as we have grown. I started right out of college. I'm from Sri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi. And immediately after that, I went to Bangalore and started. So our company's been since 1980. So this company was already there for 12 years. So I went to Bangalore for some time, opened the office there, learned the tricks of the trade there, worked with a lot of realtors, worked in that market, loved that market. Then came back to Gurgaon when Gurgaon was opening up in 2001. Uh, so uh, a lot of learning happened. Then I became a part of NAR India, I think in 2012 and towards 2013. Worked my way up. I've had different roles from being a treasurer to vice president, then president-elect, then president, then past president. Then I was heading education as well. Education is a big passion for me. Then I became the chair of NAR India Global for some time. Then I left for some time and again rejoined as the chair of Global. I was the president in 21-22. So I've had different roles at NAR India. Basically, I've always embraced best practices, including focusing on customer needs. So for me, customer is the king. Customer need comes first. I've tried to maintain ethical standards, transparency with my transactions, constantly upgrading knowledge, knowledge, personal skills also, as well as industry knowledge as well. Uh, and I've tried to improve our processes of our company every day. So every day we do something new, which improves our processes, like embracing tech. When nobody was talking about tech, we have been doing it for the last 10, 15 years now. So we are now at a situation where we are at par with the best in the community. Plus, I think NAR India has played a pivotal role in promoting professionalism. So I've learned a lot from my colleagues from all over the country. I've met so many of them over the last 10, 12 years. Attended so many of their training programs, industry events, international collaborations. We learn so much when we meet with our international community. This time we went to, we saw 2-3 broker offices in Boston, in Chicago, in last time in Anaheim, in Los Angeles. We learned so much from them. So it's been a great journey. I really believe in making partnerships, building partnerships with my clients, with realtors, and I also want to empower realtors. I've really worked hard. So for me, a realtor is neither a competition nor a threat. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid, and I don't see you as a competition. I see you as an opportunity, or any realtor. So I try to empower realtors, because if all of us are at the same page, only then we can work together. You cannot work with someone who are not at the same page. So during this period, I've tried to build global partnerships, launching programs to enhance realtor skills and ethics. So very, very rewarding journey. Obviously challenging for everyone. I'll not talk about challenges that everyone is facing in their own lives, in every profession. So grateful to God, to my family, to the profession, to NAR India, to everyone.
Amazing, Tarunji. Very nice. I'm sure everybody has challenges in life, but we've got to pick them and grow ahead. So, इसी का नाम जिंदगी है, and the best of realtors are going to bloom only that way. Tarunji, can you share some case studies from your clients that you worked in the past?
Case study in reference of
certain deals ऐसे हो जाती है कि वो याद रह जाती है. कोई ट्रांजैक्शन ऐसे होता है, it looks very easy, but उतना easy होता नहीं है. और कोई ट्रांजैक्शन बड़े आसानी से हो जाते हैं. कोई क्लाइंट्स बड़े टिपिकल होते हैं. तो कुछ ऐसे केस स्टडी जिसमें से कुछ हमारे व्यूअर्स सीख पाए.
So there have been so many transactions, so many complexities which we have seen.
Anything that you
Uh,
remember and that leaves a mark on you, or
so I'll
some?
tell you one very particular transaction which I always remember is, now things have become very easier to get leads, uh, to to generate leads on social media through different realtors. At one time when I started, realtor interactions were not that great. People used to have boundaries around them. So they used to work only with their clients rather than working with different realtors. So
Yeah,
lead generation was an issue, getting inventory was an issue. I
yeah.
remember one case when I just started out, and so my brother started 3 years before me. And what used to happen, clients used to come to him, he would explain it to them, they will fill the form and give the check, booking amount check. So I thought it was very easy for him to get a transaction done. A couple of my transactions, the clients who came to me, I have shown them 44, 45 options in June of a year. In June, Delhi temperatures are 45, 50 degrees. In Maruti 800s, where there were no ACs. In Boleros, which I used to drive, a Mahindra
हाँ जी.
Bolero, where there were no ACs. One property was in Ghaziabad, one property was in Gurgaon, because they didn't have a focused area. So one particular transaction, I remember, I will not name him, I'll say Mr. and Mrs. X. They I still remember about 44 or 45 properties they saw. And I had given up all hope. I was just, after 2025, I thought I'm just going with them to enhance my own knowledge about an area rather than actually doing a sale. And to my surprise, on the 44th or the 45th visit, they actually finalized a big transaction for me then. My largest transaction till date, or then. Till then, I had not done such a larger transaction.
हाँ.
And in fact, my family had, I mean, I was not married then, but my dad was always guiding us. My brother was guiding me. And he said, yeah, chhod de. I don't think they are serious about it. Give it some time. But in fact, my brother was very supportive. Okay, no, you keep working on it. My dad was said, yeah, don't, I mean, give them time, but look at other options also. But after the 45th or 44th site visit, they finalized. It was such a rewarding experience. But the most important part is they were so impressed with our diligence that, so they were a little older than me. Then their son bought a property through us, maybe
Okay.
15 years down the line. And now, very recently, their granddaughter, who lives in Chicago, who's married in Chicago, she recently bought a property through us. So
Wow.
I, being a beginner, showed it to someone. They stuck with us for, I mean, we stuck with them for that particular period of showing
Yeah.
them, not getting frustrated or getting impatient. They saw that, and with over time, we built that relationship with them.
Relationship.
And now their second generation also has bought from us. So that's a big, I think, I don't know whether it's a case study or not, but it's a very proud transaction for me personally.
This is a case study because in real estate, I always tell my people that stay put. अगर आप हार जाओगे, छोड़ दोगे, तो फिर इट्स लाइक पंपिंग द बोरवेल को जब हम पंप करते हैं, बस पानी आना ही वाला होता है, लास्ट पंप मारना ही है, और आपने छोड़ दिया तो जितना आपने ऊपर लाया था तो सारा चले गया. सो जैसे आपने बोला कि 44th में अगर आप छोड़ देते तो probably you would have lost that.
I'm not even talking about the kind of network I have created through them. So that this was about them. But over the years, they have given me so many references. So you never know which key opens, which door, which opportunity, which transaction. So I think very rightly said by you, stay put, don't lose patience.
Don't lose
It's a
it.
big decision for your client. Understand, put yourself in their shoes and try and understand what they are looking at.
एब्सोल्युटली एंड सक्सेस इज बाउंड टू कम. रियल एस्टेट में मैंने देखा है आपका वक्त वेस्ट नहीं होता है कभी भी. इट्स इन्वेस्टेड, ऑलवेज इन्वेस्टेड, कभी वेस्ट नहीं होता है. कभी ना कभी काम आएगा, कुछ ना कुछ तो निकलेगा. विच यू डोंट नो, आज नहीं पता चलता है, कल पता चलेगा.
Be transparent and take care of your client's interest. You will never go without work in this industry.
Absolutely. Tarun ji, what is the advice for aspiring realtors, like including the importance of networking? कई लोग थोड़ा इंट्रोवर्ट होते हैं, नेटवर्क नहीं करना चाहते हैं, So, what would you advise? And learning ethical practices.
So all this is the advice. One is networking. Please join the NAR India network. You can network with 50,000 realtors across the country. You can network with 1.6 million realtors only in the US. We do so many transactions with realtors across the country, from Punjab till, say, Tamil Nadu. I've done transactions in most of the states with my fellow NAR India members. Now we are working internationally, so I do a lot of roadshows internationally with prime developers of this country, and all these realtors get their clients to our roadshows. So basically, we have done transactions with a lot of our NAR India members throughout the country, starting from, say, Punjab to Rajasthan to Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala. We have done so many transactions with our fellow NAR members. So networking is the key, even internationally. So if you become a part of NAR India, you get access to this 50,000 realtors in the country, 1.6 million realtors in the US. Now, I do a lot of roadshows for Delhi NCR properties in US and Southeast Asia. So many of our networked realtors, they get their clients, because when you do networking, the trust, there's a trust between two realtors, so they are comfortable getting their clients to your roadshows to do business. A lot of international business happens through networking. Apart from that, your knowledge about the industry, about what's happening throughout the country, throughout the world, gets enhanced. So continuous learning. But I think the most important lesson or advice for an aspiring realtor is maintaining a client first approach. I have seen so many realtors looking at their interest, not at the client's interest. I think it is very, very important. You keep the client's interest first. The client will ensure your interest is protected, not for this transaction, for many, many transactions going forward. Keep building trust through transparent dealings, and please adhere to ethical practices. There are no shortcuts to success. If you follow ethical practices, maybe the journey is longer, but once you are at a certain level, business automatically comes to you from clients, from realtors. So I think be true to yourself, be honest, be transparent, keep learning, keep networking, and the cardinal rule is maintain a client first approach.
Absolutely. Very nice. Very well said. Very good thoughts, Tarunji. I'm sure our viewers, budding realtors, or people who want to get into this industry are going to be inspired by what you just said and your journey. It's been a long journey. You've come a long way and headed NAR India, the premier body of realtors in the country. And then now you're doing business all over, not only in India, but also in different countries. Thank you so much, Tarunji, for joining us. I'm sure this podcast is going to give a lot of takeaways to the viewers, otherwise also from Delhi, NCR, and Gurgaon point of view. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, just one final thought that, real estate brokerage is not just about transactions. It's about building trust, creating opportunities, and improving lives. So many people will come and thank you later once they start living in the homes which you sell for them. So many blessings come your way. So many good wishes, come your way. So for listeners who are considering real estate investments or careers, focus on learning, adaptability, ethical practices, and you'll keep thriving in this ever-evolving industry. It's a great industry to be in, great time to be in this industry. So best wishes to everyone, to all the listeners. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tarunji. You just said the last verse. I'll just rephrase that. You said this is the best time in the industry. I just wish that I would have, got into the industry now. Now is the time. With tech, you could do so much. हमारे समय में ये सब नहीं था, as you rightly said. But आज तो, you can go multifold and you can do tons of business.
हमारे हिंदी में बोलते हैं, जब जागो तब सवेरा. You are a young guy, young man, and you can always embrace technology now. and
Yes.
maybe you're already at a certain level, make it 10x. There's no
Yeah.
stop. There's no stopping anyone.
Very well said. Thank you, Tarunji. We had a lovely time. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is mine, and thank you for having me over. Thank you very much.